11:47 at night. Morrison Tech Industries boardroom. 12th floor. Glass walls. LED lights humming like insects. Coffee cups everywhere. Crumpled paper. Whiteboards covered in failed equations. David Miller pushed his mop across the tile. Same motion he'd done for 3 years. Left, right, rinse, repeat. The room still smelled like stress. Sharp, metallic. The kind that came from 18 engineers failing for 3 days straight. He shouldn't have looked at the whiteboard, but he did. Neural network training algorithm. Variables scattered like a bomb went off. Red marker. Blue. Someone drew an angry face in the corner. Frustrated genius with no outlet. David stopped mid-push. His brain did the thing it always did. The thing that got him into MIT. The thing that also got him kicked out when life decided to intervene. Pattern
So, if we substitute this value here, the equation balances. Now, let's check the next part.
They're solving the wrong problem. He stared at the board. Line 47. The activation function. Linear where it should curve. Rookie mistake for anyone who understood how learning worked. How neurons fired. How intelligence built itself from nothing. His hand moved before his brain caught up. Red marker. Still warm from whoever threw it down in defeat. Not your job, Miller. You clean. You don't fix. But his hand was already erasing. Drawing. A sigmoid curve where the straight line used to be. Swap these two variables. They're backwards. Add regularization here. The model's overfitting. Memorizing instead of learning. Like a kid who recites without understanding. He stepped back. That should fix it. The voice came from behind. Calm. Sharp. The kind of voice that sliced through boardrooms and made millionaires nervous. Interesting approach for a janitor. David's spine turned to ice. He spun around. Jennifer Morrison stood 10 feet away. CEO, 34 years old. Black Armani suit that probably cost more than David's monthly rent. Dark hair pulled so tight it looked painful. Gray eyes that measured everything, calculated everything. 5'7" without the heels. 5'10" with them, holding an iPad, fresh from a late meeting, probably just fired someone, or made someone rich. Hard to tell with her. David's throat closed. Words died before they reached his mouth. I wasn't trying to mess with anything, ma'am. The ma'am felt wrong, too formal, too desperate. But what else do you call the woman who signs your paychecks? Who could end your life with a phone call? Jennifer didn't blink, didn't move, just stared at the whiteboard like it personally offended her. You weren't trying to, what? Correct a team of 18 PhDs. David's hands went slick. The marker fell, clattered on the floor, too loud in the silence. I just noticed something, still not looking at him, just the board. Her fingers moved across the iPad, typing, fast, precise, no wasted motion. 10 seconds passed. 15. David counted his heartbeats, tried to remember if the custodial contract had a termination clause, if he'd be blacklisted from every tech company in San Francisco, if Emily would have to switch schools again because Dad couldn't keep his mouth shut. Jennifer's expression shifted, barely. A micro-expression that came and went so fast David almost missed it. Error reduction 67%. Inference speed up 43%. Her voice stayed flat. But something behind her eyes changed, sharpened, like a predator spotting movement in tall grass. She looked at David for the first time. Really looked. Not at the uniform, not at the mop. At him. Name, David Miller. Position, night janitor. 10 to 6 shift. Her eyes didn't leave his face. Scanning, reading, processing. Last education. David hesitated. This part always hurt. MIT, dropped out junior year. Why? The question landed like a fist. Personal reasons. He didn't elaborate. Didn't mention Sarah. The leukemia. The baby in the NICU. The funeral. The scholarship that evaporated when he stopped showing up to class. The 6 years of survival that followed. Jennifer studied him. 5 full seconds. Didn't blink once. Tomorrow. 8 a.m. Conference. B. Observer role. David's brain stuttered. "Ma'am, I have to take my daughter to bring her." It wasn't a suggestion. The tone made that clear. The kind of voice that expected compliance. That didn't understand the word no. "We have a children's lounge with tablets and snacks." David opened his mouth. Closed it. Tried again. "I don't think I should, Mr. Miller." She paused. Let his name hang in the air between them. That wasn't a request. Then she turned, heels clicking on tile, each step precise, measured, gone before David could form a coherent thought. He stood there, heart hammering, staring at the whiteboard, at his red marker corrections, at the equation that might have just changed his life, or ended it. What the hell just happened? 12:30 a.m. Mrs. Angela Torres lived next door. 55. Gray hair pulled back, kind face, soft hands, the kind of woman who fed stray cats and remembered everyone's birthday. Her apartment smelled like cooking oil and flowers. Always. Some combination David could never quite identify but found comforting anyway. Mijo. She opened the door before he knocked. "That CEO lady called here looking for you." David froze on the threshold. "She what?" "Said to bring Emily tomorrow. 8 a.m. Said there's a lounge for children." Mrs. Torres's eyes were too knowing, too concerned. The look she gave him when his rent was late, when Emily came home with holes in her shoes, when David looked like he'd been awake for 48 hours. Because he had. "What's happening I honestly don't know, Mrs. Torres." Emily was asleep on the couch, 6 years old, flower dress from Goodwill rumpled around her knees, clutching Mr. Hoppy, the stuffed rabbit with one ear missing, the one Sarah bought the day before she died. David lifted her carefully. She was getting heavier, growing up. Time kept moving whether he wanted it to or not. Emily murmured something, unintelligible, snuggled into his chest. He carried her home, next door. 10 steps, felt like a mile. 1 a.m. David's mattress sat on the floor. No bed frame. Couldn't afford one. Not yet. Maybe next year if he picked up extra shifts. He lay there, staring at the ceiling, water stain in the corner shaped like California. Or a dragon. Depended on the angle. His brain wouldn't stop. What if this is a trap? What if she thinks I sabotaged them? What if I walk in there and they laugh me out? But another voice, quieter, more dangerous. What if this is your shot? What if Sarah was right? He looked at her photo. Nightstand, dollar store frame, Sarah smiling, hospital gown, holding newborn Emily. 8 hours before the complications started, before the bleeding wouldn't stop, before David became a single father at 30. "What would you do, babe?" Her voice. Memory. Imagination. Hard to tell anymore. Stop thinking. Start doing. 2:30 a.m. before sleep finally came. 7 a.m. Emily sat up in bed, groggy, hair everywhere, one sock on, one sock missing. "It's Saturday, Daddy." David knelt beside her bed. The twin mattress he'd found on Craigslist for $40. Clean sheets, Goodwill comforter, Emily's stuffed animals lined up like soldiers. "I know, baby, but we have something special today." Emily's eyes widened. The reaction he lived for. Pure, unfiltered. 6-year-old joy. "What you're going to see where Daddy works." She sat up fast enough to make her head spin. "Really?" David nodded. "Can I wear my princess dress, the pink one with yellow daisies, the one she wore to everything? Birthday parties, church, grocery shopping, the one she'd worn until the hem frayed. You can wear whatever you want." 7:45. David stood in front of the bathroom mirror, shaving with a razor he'd used too many times, the blade pulled, left red marks on his neck, his cleanest shirt, white button-down, coffee stain on the left cuff that wouldn't come out no matter how much he scrubbed, khaki pants from Goodwill, $8. The price tag still left sticky residue on the waistband. Shoes, black loafers, only pair he owned. The sole was separating on the left side. He'd glued it 3 times. It kept peeling. He looked like he was going to a funeral, or a job interview he'd already failed. Emily appeared in the doorway. pink dress, white tights with a small hole near the ankle, Mary Jane's that used to be someone else's. Hair brushed, mostly. She'd tried to do it herself. "You look handsome, Daddy." David's throat tightened. "Thanks, kiddo." He kissed her forehead. She smelled like the cheap shampoo he bought in bulk. Like childhood. Like everything good he'd ever done. Backpack, coloring books, crayons, Mr. Hoppy. Everything a 6-year-old needed to survive an adult meeting. 8 a.m., Morrison Tech Industries, Financial District. 50-story glass tower that caught morning light and threw it back like a challenge. David's hand found Emily's. Small, warm, trusting. They walked through the lobby. Marble floors, modern art, people in suits that cost more than David's car. Except David didn't have a car. Emily whispered, "Automatic. The way kids did in libraries and hospitals. Daddy, this place is fancy." "Yeah, very fancy." The receptionist looked up. 25, blonde, perfectly applied makeup. Her eyes went to David's shoes first, the separating sole, then up, taking inventory, making calculations. "Can I help you? I have a meeting with Jennifer Morrison." Her fingers paused over the keyboard. "Name David Miller." She typed. Eyes widened, just slightly, enough for David to notice. "Oh, you're the janitor." She said it like a question. Like she needed confirmation that reality was really this weird. Apparently not just that anymore. The words came out harder than he intended. Sharp, defensive. The receptionist printed a badge. VIP, all access. The kind David had only seen on executives. 12th floor, Conference B. David took the badge, Emily's hand, walked to the elevator. The doors closed. Pressure built in his chest. Emily looked up at him. "Are you scared, Daddy?" "A little bit, yeah." "Me too." But she smiled anyway. 6 years old and braver than he'd ever be. 12th floor, Conference Room B. Floor-to-ceiling windows. San Francisco Bay in the distance. 20-foot table. Black leather chairs. 80-inch LED screen. 12 people already seated. Laptops, AirPods, expensive watches. The kind of people who made decisions that moved markets. David walked in holding Emily's hand. Everyone turned. The silence felt violent. Kenneth Taylor spoke first. 38. Senior engineer, sandy hair, Stanford ring on his finger. $3,000 suit that probably came with dry cleaning instructions longer than David's lease. I think you have the wrong room, buddy." The buddy landed like an insult. "Jennifer Morrison asked me to." Kenneth's smile was all teeth. No warmth. "Jennifer asked the janitor to join exec strategy." "That's cute." A few nervous laughs. People looking at their phones, pretending they weren't part of this. David's jaw tightened, but he kept his voice level. She said 8 a.m. Conference B. Kenneth leaned back, hands behind his head. Picture of casual cruelty. "Look, man, I don't know what—" The door opened. Jennifer Morrison entered. The room didn't just go quiet. It went dead. The kind of silence that came before bad news, before layoffs, before empires fell. She wore charcoal gray today, hair down. First time David had seen it. Shoulder length, dark brown. Softened her face, made her look younger, almost human, until her eyes landed on Kenneth. Ice, pure ice. "He's exactly where he needs to be, Kenneth." Kenneth's smile evaporated. "Unless you'd like to explain why your team of 18 couldn't solve what Mr. Miller fixed in 5 minutes. I suggest you let him sit." The silence changed quality, became anticipatory, hungry. Jennifer gestured to the chair next to hers. Head of the table, the power seat. David sat. Emily climbed onto his lap. Small, quiet, wide-eyed. Jennifer's voice softened, barely perceptible. But David heard it. "There's a kids' lounge 2 doors down. Tablets, snacks, toys. Would you like to go?" Emily looked at David, asking permission without words. "It's okay, baby. I'll come get you in an hour." Emily nodded, took Mr. Hoppy, walked out with an assistant who appeared from nowhere. And then it was just David, and the room full of people who wanted him gone. Jennifer began without preamble. Yesterday evening, Mr. Miller corrected an error in our neural network training loop. Let's verify his logic. She projected the whiteboard photo onto the screen. David's red marker edits. Clear, precise, damning. Kenneth tried to recover, voice tight. With respect, one lucky guess doesn't. Then test it. Jennifer's voice didn't rise, didn't need to. Run the revised model. Kenneth's jaw worked, but he nodded to the engineer at the laptop. Code compiled. Training began. Progress bar crawled across the screen. Epic 1, 2, 5, 10. The numbers told the story before anyone spoke. Training error, down 67%. Validation accuracy, up 44%. Inference latency, down 38%. The room murmured, low, uncertain. Kenneth's face went red. Blotchy. Could be overfitting. We need to test on different datasets. David spoke for the first time. Calm. Measured. Then test it. Kenneth glared, but ran 3 more datasets. Results consistent. Every single time. Robert Williams stood. CTO 52, black man, gentle eyes. The kind that had seen things, survived things. He started clapping. Slow, deliberate. Gentlemen and lady. He nodded at Jennifer. What we just witnessed is what happens when you stop worrying about credentials and start caring about results. He looked at David. Welcome to Morrison Tech, son. Some people clapped. Others sat silent, arms crossed, faces hard. Kenneth couldn't help himself. This is unbelievable. We have standards here, processes. You can't just promote Jennifer, cut him off. Surgical. I can promote whoever I want, Kenneth. And Mr. Miller just earned it. The meeting ended. People filed out. Some shook David's hand. Quick, perfunctory. Others avoided eye contact, walked past like he didn't exist. Kenneth stormed out without looking back. 30 minutes later. Jennifer's office. 14th floor. Corner. Glass walls. Minimalist design. Black walnut desk. Nothing on it except laptop and coffee cup. White, plain, the kind of simplicity that cost a fortune. She gestured to the chair across from her. David sat. Felt like a kid in the principal's office, waiting for punishment. Jennifer didn't waste time. How much do we pay you? $17.50 an hour. She wrote something on paper, slid it across the desk. David read. Technical consultant, $92,000 a year, plus benefits. His vision blurred. I don't. Starting Monday, you'll work with Robert's team on AI optimization. Ma'am, I don't have a degree. You have something better. What you see patterns, you solve problems, the rest is just paperwork. David's hands shook. He gripped the armrests to hide it. What if I mess up? Jennifer leaned forward. Then you mess up. But you don't strike me as someone who messes up often. Pause. Heavy. Do we have a deal? Mr. Miller? David stood. The words came out before he could stop them. I can't accept this. Jennifer's expression changed. Genuine surprise. Maybe the first time anyone had told her no. Excuse me, I appreciate the offer. Really. But I can't. Why not? Because I don't belong in that room. David's voice cracked. He hated himself for it. Those people earned their seats. They have degrees, experience. I'm just a guy who got lucky once. You just outperformed all of them. Once. One time. That doesn't make me qualified. Jennifer's voice went hard. Steel underneath silk. Mr. Miller, I don't make offers twice. Then I'm sorry for wasting your time. He turned toward the door. You're making a mistake. David stopped. Didn't turn back. Maybe, but it's mine to make. He walked out. 8 p.m. David's apartment. Richmond District. 1 bedroom. Emily got the bedroom. David slept on the couch. The one he'd found on Craigslist for $50. Sagging cushions. Cigarette burn on the armrest. He washed dishes. 3 plates. 3 forks. That's all he owned. Phone rang. Unknown number. Hello, David Miller. Speaking, Robert Williams, CTO of Morrison Tech. David's spine straightened. Oh. Mr. Williams, I call me Robert, and I'm calling to tell you you're an idiot. David blinked. Sir Robert's voice was warm, direct, no corporate polish. I was you, David. 30 years ago. What do you mean, factory floor? Allentown, Pennsylvania, steel mill, swept metal shavings for $6 an hour. David said nothing, listened. Most people don't know that, because I don't advertise it, but I remember what it feels like to think you don't deserve a seat at the table. Silence stretched between them. You know what changed for me? What? Someone believed in me before I believed in myself. Guy named Tom, plant manager, caught me reading engineering textbooks on lunch breaks. Paid for my community college, Lehigh Valley Community College. I was 28. David's throat tightened. What happened? Got my associates, then bachelor's at Penn State, then master's at Carnegie Mellon, all while working full-time. Took me 12 years. That's incredible. Robert's voice softened. No, that's what happens when someone gives you a shot, and now I'm giving you one. What if I fail? Then you fail trying, which is more than most people ever do. Pause. Jennifer's offer stands until Friday, 5 p.m. After that, it's gone. Your call, son. Click. David stood there, phone pressed to his ear, listening to dead air. Next morning, Saturday, David made breakfast. Oatmeal, again. Always oatmeal. Cheap, filling. Emily never complained. She sat at the small table. IKEA, $30. One leg wobbled. David had shimmed it with folded cardboard. He told her about the offer. Emily's face went serious. The expression she made when thinking hard, when trying to solve problems too big for 6-year-olds. Why did you say no, Daddy? Because I'm scared, sweetheart. Of what? Of messing up. Of not being good enough. Emily tilted her head. Exactly like Sarah used to. The gesture broke David's heart every time. But you fixed their problem in 5 minutes. How do you know that Mrs. Angela told me? She said the boss lady was very impressed. David smiled despite himself. Did she? Daddy? Emily's voice went gentle. Patient. Like she was the adult. If you're good enough to fix it, why aren't you good enough to keep fixing it? David had no answer. Mommy used to say you think too much. Tears pricked his eyes. She did say that. So maybe stop thinking and just try. David pulled her into a hug, breathed in her cheap shampoo smell, her warmth, her absolute certainty that he could do anything. When did you get so smart? Emily's voice was muffled against his chest. I learned from you. Friday, 4:45 p.m., 15 minutes before the deadline. David walked into Morrison Tech lobby, same receptionist. She recognized him. Eyes went wide. Can I help? Oh, you're the janitor. Is Jennifer Morrison available? She's in meetings all. Please. It's important. The receptionist paused. Made a call. Hung up. She'll see you. 14th floor. Jennifer's office, door open. Jennifer at her desk, reviewing contracts. Didn't look up. You're cutting it close, Mr. Miller. I know. So. What changed? David stepped inside. My daughter asked me a question I couldn't answer. Jennifer looked up. Finally. Which was, why I'm more afraid of trying than I am of failing. Her expression shifted. Something behind the CEO mask, David continued. David, I don't have a good reason. Except I've been scared for 6 years, ever since Sarah died, and I'm tired of it. Jennifer slid the contract across the desk. Sign. David signed. Hand steady. Commitment made. Jennifer stood, extended her hand. Welcome to Morrison Tech, Mr. Miller. They shook. One condition. Jennifer's eyebrow raised. You're not exactly in position to negotiate. I know, but I need to say it anyway. Go ahead. If I screw up, fire me. Don't keep me out of pity. I didn't come here to be a charity case. Jennifer's mouth curved. almost a smile. Not quite. Deal. Monday. 8 a.m. Engineering floor, 12th floor. Open plan, 40 desks, screens everywhere. The hum of progress, of money being made. David walked in. Same white shirt, coffee stain visible. Kenneth Taylor stood at his desk, briefing his team. Saw David. Oh good. The janitor's back. Someone spill coffee. A few snickers. Nervous, uncertain. Robert Williams appeared from his office. He's not here to clean Kenneth. Kenneth turned. Then what? He's taking the senior architect position. Desk next to mine. The room went silent. Kenneth's face went through several colors. Red, white, purple. That's a VP-level seat. And now it's his. Problem? Kenneth's jaw worked. No, sir. 3 hours later, Robert handed David a laptop. JIRA ticket pulled up. Client reports data corruption in production. Find the bug. David opened the codebase. 5,000 lines of Python. Poorly documented, multiple contributors. The kind of mess that happened when deadlines mattered more than elegance. He started reading. Kenneth walked past. Loud whisper to a colleague. Let's see how long this lasts. David didn't look up, just kept reading. Line by line, building the mental map. 3 hours later, he walked to Robert's office. Find it, line 3194. Float 32 instead of float 64. Precision error compounds over iterations. Robert pulled up the code. Checked. Correct. How long did that take you? 3 hours. Kenneth's team spent a week on this. I got lucky. Robert's eyes were kind. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You were prepared. Kenneth appeared in the doorway. Couldn't let it go. Lucky guess Miller. David looked up. Calm. If you say so. Kenneth stepped closer. You know, some of us actually earned our positions. David met his eyes. And some of us are still earning ours. Every day. Robert stepped between them. Kenneth. Don't you have a sprint planning meeting? Kenneth left. Glaring. 3 p.m. David's phone rang. Ms. Patricia Johnson, Principal, Riverside Elementary. Mr. Miller, we need you to come to school. Emily had an incident. David's heart stopped. Is she hurt? Not physically, but there was an altercation. I'll be right there. 3:45, Principal's office. Small, cluttered, smelled like old books and desperation. Emily sat in a chair, too big for her, eyes red, crying. David rushed in, knelt. Baby, what happened? They called me a liar. Who? Ms. Patricia stepped forward. 45, gray hair, tired eyes. Some students heard Emily mention her father works at Morrison Tech. They Googled you, found articles about your janitorial position, told her she was lying. David's hands clenched. One boy, Tommy Wilson, pushed her, called her poor trash. David's vision went red. Where is this kid? His parents are on their way. David looked at Emily. Did I ever lie to you? She shook her head. And am I working at Morrison Tech? Yes. Then you didn't lie. Those kids just don't understand yet. 4 p.m. The door opened. Jennifer Morrison walked in. Ms. Patricia's mouth fell open. Ms. Morrison, I wasn't expecting. Jennifer ignored her, looked at Emily. You okay? Emily nodded. Small. Jennifer turned to the principal. Where are the parents of the child who assaulted her? Assaulted is a strong word. He pushed a 6-year-old and called her trash. What would you call it? Tommy's parents arrived, both in business casual, defensive postures, ready for a fight. Tommy's father spoke first. Our son said the girl was lying about her father's job. Jennifer's voice went arctic. She wasn't lying. David Miller is a senior technical consultant on my engineering team, one of my top performers. Tommy's mother stepped forward. But online it says he's a janitor. Online is outdated. Mr. Miller was promoted 2 weeks ago based on exceptional performance. Your son owes Emily an apology. Tommy's father tried to recover. With all due respect, you can't just— Jennifer cut him off. I can, and I will. If this happens again, I'll personally fund a scholarship program at the academy across the street. Let's see how your enrollment holds up. Tommy's parents went pale. Ms. Patricia stammered, Ms. Morrison, I'm done here. Jennifer turned to Emily. You didn't lie, Emily. Your dad is exactly who you said he is. Emily smiled. Small but real. Parking lot. David caught up. Jogging. You didn't have to do that. Jennifer stopped, turned. Yes, I did. Why? You barely know us. Jennifer looked away, then back. Something raw in her expression. I had a little brother. Ryan. He died when he was 8. I'm sorry. Construction accident. Oakland. His boss cut corners on scaffolding to save money. Ryan fell 3 stories. David winced. Jennifer's voice went tight. He used to ask me why people treated Dad like he was stupid just because he worked with his hands. I didn't have an answer then. And now I do. Because people are cowards, and I'm tired of letting cowards win. She walked to her car. Tesla Model S, black, silent. David watched her go. Something had shifted, between them, around them, the world tilting on its axis, and neither of them ready for what came next. Monday morning, 10 a.m., Jennifer's office. Kenneth knocked. 2 sharp raps. Waited. Come in. He entered. Tried to look confident. Failed. Jennifer didn't look up from her screen. What is it, Kenneth? We have a problem. Titan X contract. Now she looked up. Eyes sharp. What about it? They want the inference pipeline rebuilt. Legacy code. 6,000 lines. Poorly documented. Assign a team. Kenneth shifted his weight. The tell before a bad idea. I was thinking. What if we give it to David? Jennifer's eyes narrowed. Timeline client wants demo Friday. 4 days. That's a 3-week job minimum. Kenneth arranged his face into concern. Fake. Transparent. But if he's really as exceptional as we think, he should be able to handle it. Right. Jennifer leaned back. Studied Kenneth like a specimen under glass. You're setting him up to fail. No. I'm testing him. Isn't that what probation periods are for? Silence stretched. Kenneth fought the urge to fidget. Fine. But if he succeeds, you owe him an apology. Publicly. Kenneth smiled. All teeth. Deal. That afternoon, Robert's office. David sat across from him. Concerned face. David, I need to ask you something. What's up Titan X project? Inference pipeline rebuild. It's urgent. Timeline. Robert hesitated. Just a beat. But David caught it. Friday. That's 4 days. I know. It's tight. If you want to pass, I can assign someone else. How big is the code base? 6,000 lines. Python 2.7. Legacy. No comments. David whistled low. That's ambitious. Robert's eyes held sympathy. Kenneth suggested you. I think he's trying to make you fail. David nodded slowly. Processing. I know. Then why would you accept? Because if I say no, he wins anyway. At least this way I control the outcome. Robert's expression softened. You're braver than I was at your age. Or dumber. Robert smiled. Let's hope it's brave. Tuesday. Day 1. David opened the code base at 8 a.m. 6,000 lines of spaghetti code. Functions named do_thing and process_stuff. No documentation, no comments. Just raw code vomited onto the screen by developers who'd long since quit. Oh, hell. He dove in anyway. Because what choice did he have? Hours blurred. Coffee appeared on his desk. Robert bringing sustenance. Silent support. 11 p.m. David's eyes burned. Progress bar in his head read 15% understanding. Not good enough. Wednesday, day 2, 6 a.m. arrival. Before anyone else. Before the sun remembered San Francisco existed. Worked through lunch. Robert brought a sandwich. Turkey, Swiss. David ate without tasting. 8 p.m. Phone call. Hi, Daddy. When are you coming home? Emily's voice. Pure light in the darkness. Not yet, baby. I'm working on something important. Are you okay? You sound sad. Not sad, just tired. Mrs. Angela made empanadas. I saved you too. David's eyes stung. Thanks, kiddo. I love you. Love you more, Daddy. Remember what Mommy said? What one step at a time. She hung up, leaving silence, and guilt, and determination. Progress bar, 40%. Thursday, day 3. David hadn't slept. Not really. 3 hours total. Couch in the break room. Lumpy. Smelled like old coffee and desperation. Hands shaking. Too much caffeine. Not enough food. Eyes bloodshot. 10 a.m. Kenneth walked by. Casual. Predatory. How's it going, Miller? Fine. You look like hell. Thanks for the concern. Kenneth smirked, leaned against the cubicle wall. Just checking in. Client demo tomorrow at 9 a.m. Sharp. He walked away whistling. Actually whistling. David wanted to throw his keyboard. Didn't. Because breaking company property seemed like a bad career move. Progress. 60%. But the optimization layer wouldn't work. Wouldn't cooperate. Wouldn't do anything except mock him. Thursday, 10 p.m. Office empty. Just David. And failure. Progress. 75% complete. But the final optimization layer. The critical piece. The thing that made everything work. Broken. He'd tried 15 approaches, 15 different algorithms, 15 ways to make the impossible possible. Nothing worked. David stood, walked to the bathroom, fluorescent lights buzzing. Too bright, too harsh. Looked in the mirror. Bloodshot eyes, 3-day stubble, wrinkled shirt, hands trembling. Whispered to his reflection. I can't do this. His phone, heavy in his pocket. He called Robert. Robert, I'm not going to make it. Where are you, office? Been here 16 hours. What do you need? More time. Robert sighed. Heavy. Waited. Clients flying in from Dallas tomorrow at 9 a.m. Contract's worth $100 million. We don't have more time. David's voice cracked. Then I failed. No, son. You tried. That's not failure. David hung up, put his head in his hands, sat there, in silence, in defeat, until the lights turned on. 10:45 p.m. Jennifer Morrison walked onto the engineering floor, heels clicking, each step deliberate, lights mostly off. Just David's desk, island of light in the darkness. She saw him, head down, shoulders shaking. Mr. Miller. David didn't look up. I'm sorry. I couldn't finish. Jennifer sat in the chair beside him. No hierarchy, no distance. Show me what you have. What's the point demos in 10 hours? Her voice went firm. Not harsh, just unmovable. Show me. David pulled up the code, gestured weakly. 75% done. Core pipeline works. But the final optimization layer. I can't crack it. Jennifer studied the screen. 2 minutes. No words. Just focus. David broke the silence. I know I failed. You can fire me. I understand. Still looking at the screen. You're thinking about this wrong. What you're trying to optimize the entire pipeline. But you don't need to. David looked at her. Really looked. I don't know. You just need to optimize the bottleneck. The pre-processing step. Move it to GPU. Leave the rest as is. David's eyes widened, synapses firing. That could work. It will work. Let's do it. You're going to help me. Jennifer met his gaze. Something passed between them. Understanding. Recognition. We're going to finish this. Together. 10:45 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. They coded side by side. No CEO, no employee. Just two people solving a problem. Jennifer wrote GPU kernels in CUDA. Fast. Precise. Like she'd been doing it her whole life. Which she had. David refactored the data pipeline. Streamlined. Optimized. Made elegant what had been ugly. They didn't talk much. But the silence wasn't uncomfortable. It was focused. Shared purpose. 1 a.m. Jennifer stood, stretched, coffee break. She walked to the kitchen, returned with 2 cups. Black. No sugar. They sat, sipping, not speaking. David broke first. "Why are you doing this? Doing what? Helping me. You could have let me fail." Jennifer paused, cup halfway to her mouth. "I've been where you are. When first job out of Stanford. Oracle. Senior VP gave me an impossible project. 2 weeks. It was a 6-month job. What happened 90-hour weeks? No sleep, barely ate, still failed, and he fired me, said I wasn't cut out for the valley, that women couldn't handle the pressure." David felt anger rise. Hot, immediate. It was 2013. Different time. She took a sip. Bitter, like the memory. Not really different, but that's what people say. "What did you do?" "Started my own company, Morrison Tech, to prove him wrong." "Did you?" Jennifer smiled. Small, satisfied. "We're worth $2.4 billion now. He's retired and bitter." David smiled despite everything. "I'd say you proved it. My point is, failure isn't about the outcome. It's whether you let it define you. And you didn't." "No, I let it fuel me." Long pause, heavy with unspoken things. "And I won't let Kenneth burn you the way I was burned." 3 a.m. Still coding. David's hands steadier now. Having Jennifer there helped. Anchor, support, proof he wasn't alone. 4:30 a.m. David hit run. Tests compiled. Progress bar crawled across the screen. Green, all green. Success. David exhaled, leaned back, chair creaking. "We did it." Jennifer smiled. "Genuine. No corporate mask. You did it. I just pointed you in the right direction." David looked at her. She looked back. Moment hung between them. Fragile. Charged. Jennifer broke eye contact first. "You should go home. Get 2 hours of sleep. Shower. Come back at 8:30. What about you? I'll stay. Prep the demo slides. Jennifer, go. That's an order." David left, exhausted, grateful. Something else he couldn't name. Friday, 9 a.m. Main conference room, 13th floor. Better view. Bigger table. More pressure. Attendees. Titan ex-CEO. George White, 55. Texas drawl. Cowboy boots under $5,000 suit. Titan ex-CTO. Laura Clark, 40. Sharp eyes. Skeptical mouth. Morrison Tech team. Jennifer, Robert, Kenneth, David. David showered. Fresh shirt borrowed from Robert. Still exhausted, but functional. Kenneth looked smug, relaxed. Thought David had failed. "So, shall we begin?" Jennifer's voice cut through. "David will present the new pipeline." Kenneth's face. Shock. Disbelief. Horror in slow motion. "Wait." He actually finished. Robert grinned. Wide. Unapologetic. "See for yourself." David connected his laptop. Hands shaking, slightly. Not enough for anyone to notice. Except Jennifer noticed. Quiet words, just for him. "You've got this." David nodded. Began. "Good morning. I'm David Miller. I rebuilt your inference pipeline over the past 4 days." Architecture diagram appeared. Clean, professional. Jennifer's work. Explained GPU optimization. Technical but accessible. Analogies. Simple language. Live demo. Input. Sample dataset. 10,000 records. Output. Predictions. Speed. 12 milliseconds per inference. Previous system. 200 milliseconds. Accuracy. 98.7%. Previous system. 94.2%. George White stood. Sudden. Chair scraping. "Son, did you just make our system 16 times faster?" "Yes, sir." "And more accurate?" "Yes, sir." George grinned. "Huge. Genuine. You just saved us $3 million a year in compute costs." Extended his hand. David shook. Firm grip. Respect. George turned to Jennifer. I want him on our next 3 projects, whatever it costs. Jennifer's smile was polite. Professional. He's not for sale, but we can discuss consulting rates. After Titan X left, Jennifer turned to Kenneth, voice flat. My office, now. Kenneth went pale, tried to speak, failed. Jennifer walked out. Kenneth followed. Condemned man walking, Jennifer's office. Kenneth sat. Defensive posture, arms crossed. Jennifer stood, arms at her sides. Calm. Lethal. Explain. I was testing him. You sabotaged a colleague and jeopardized a $100 million contract out of spite. That's not I was just... Jennifer slid paper across the desk. Termination letter. Pre-printed. Just needed signature. You're done. Effective immediately. Security will escort you out. Kenneth stood. Chair slamming back. You're firing me. I have an MBA from Stanford, 8 years here. And you're choosing some janitor over me. Jennifer's voice went ice cold. I'm choosing competence over ego. Get out. Kenneth stormed out, door slamming, finality. Jennifer sat alone. Exhaled, long, slow. Thought to herself, should have done that months ago. Friday, 6 p.m. David packing up, exhausted, relieved, alive. Jennifer appeared at his desk. Do you have plans tonight? David looked up, surprised. Pick up Emily. Make spaghetti. The usual. What if I joined you? David's brain stuttered. Rebooted. You want to. Come to my apartment if you don't mind. I live in Richmond District. It's not. Fancy. I didn't ask for fancy. I asked if I could come. Okay. Yeah. Sure. 7 p.m. I'll be there. 6 to 7 p.m. David's panic. Maximum velocity. Raced home. Cleaned apartment. 20 minutes of frantic tidying. Realized he had nothing to cook except pasta. Always pasta. Ran to corner store. Bought garlic bread. $3. Salad kit. $5. Cheap wine. $8. Total cost. $16. Half his weekly grocery budget. Got home 6:50 p.m. Emily's eyes went wide. Daddy, why are you sweaty? The boss is coming for dinner. The boss lady. Yes. Is she your girlfriend? No, she's just being nice. Emily smiled. Knowing. Too knowing for 6 years old. 7 p.m. Doorbell. David opened the door. Jennifer Morrison stood there. Jeans. First time David had seen her not in a suit. White sweater, hair down, minimal makeup, holding a bottle of wine. Expensive. $80 label. David stared. Hi. Jennifer smiled. Hi. Can I come in? Oh yes, sorry. Come in. Emily ran over. No hesitation. Pure 6-year-old enthusiasm. You're the boss lady. Jennifer knelt. Eye level. No condescension. You can call me Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer. Do you like Legos? I haven't played with Legos in 25 years. Emily grabbed her hand. Decisive. Then you're out of practice. Come on. She dragged Jennifer to the living room floor. David watched from the kitchen, smiling, heart doing things it hadn't done in 6 years, building Legos. Jennifer and Emily constructed a castle. Tower kept falling. Jennifer laughed. Real. Unguarded. That's okay. Mistakes are just practice. Emily's voice. Sarah's philosophy. David's chest tightened. Jennifer looked up at him. She's wise. She gets it from her mom. Dinner? Small table? 3 people? Barely fit? Knees touching under the table? Spaghetti? Garlic bread? Salad? Jennifer took a bite. Genuine appreciation. This is delicious. David laughed. It's pasta from a jar. Best pasta I've had in months. Emily jumped in. Jennifer, do you have kids? No. Do you want kids? David intervened. Emily, that's personal. Jennifer raised a hand. Gentle. It's okay. Turned to Emily. I used to think I didn't have time. Now I'm not so sure. You could borrow me on weekends. I'm fun. Jennifer laughed, eyes glistening. I'll keep that in mind. 8:30 p.m. Emily in bed. David and Jennifer on the couch. Second hand. $50 from Craigslist. Sagging cushions. Awkward silence. Not uncomfortable, just charged. David spoke first. Thank you. For tonight. For helping me this week. For everything. You earned it, David. No, I mean, you didn't have to come here. You're the CEO. You could be at some fancy restaurant right now. Jennifer looked at him. Direct, honest. I didn't want fancy. I wanted real. Pause. Heavy. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why me? Really? You could mentor anyone. Why take a chance on someone like me? Jennifer's expression shifted. Something raw underneath. Because you remind me of someone. Who? My brother. Ryan. She told the story. All of it. No holding back. Ryan, 8 years old. Construction site in Oakland. Scaffolding collapse. Boss cutting corners. Saving money. Costing lives. Fall. 3 stories. Instant death. Father blamed himself. Started drinking. Parents divorced within a year. Jennifer, 14. Became adult overnight. Built walls. Focused on success. Forgot how to feel. Ryan used to ask me why people treated Dad like he was stupid just because he worked construction, and I told him because people are mean, Rye. But that wasn't the real answer. Jennifer's voice went rough. Emotional. What's the real answer? Because people are scared. Scared that someone without the right credentials might be better than them. Long silence. Waited. I'm not your brother, Jennifer. She looked at him, eyes intense. I know. But you're someone's father. And if Emily grows up watching you succeed, maybe she won't have to ask why people like you get treated differently. The moment. They sat closer. Unconscious movement. Gravity. Jennifer's hand near David's. Not touching. Almost. This is complicated. I know. You're my boss. I know that too. People will talk. Let them. David looked at her. She looked back. Tension built. Undeniable. Electric. Jennifer leaned in. Slow. Giving him time to pull back. David froze. She whispered, "Tell me to stop." He whispered back, "I can't." They kissed, soft, tentative, full of questions and answers, pulled apart, breathing hard. What are we doing? I don't know. But I don't want to stop. They kissed again. Longer this time. Deeper. 6 years of loneliness meeting however many years she'd been alone. David's hands in her hair, Jennifer's hands on his face. Gentle. Urgent. They broke apart. Foreheads touching. This changes everything. I know. I'm scared. Me too. But neither pulled away. Because some things were worth the fear. 2 weeks later. Dating quietly. Secret dinners. Late-night phone calls. Stolen moments in parking garages and empty conference rooms. Monday morning. David's phone lit up. TechCrunch notification. Headline. Morrison, Tech CEO. Dating. Former janitor. She promoted. Nepotism or love photo. David and Jennifer leaving the office. Friday night. Holding hands. Someone captured it, posted it, made it public. Article detailed David's rapid promotions. Anonymous quotes. She's playing favorites. This is why women CEOs get questioned. David called Jennifer. Did you see I saw? What do we do? Jennifer sighed. Heavy. I have a board meeting in an hour. Let me handle it. 10 a.m. Morrison Tech boardroom. 15th floor, panoramic views, expensive furniture, tense atmosphere, 7 board members. Chairman Donald Thomas, 65, former IBM exec, conservative tie. Conservative everything. Jennifer, this is a PR disaster. It's a private relationship. You're the CEO of a publicly traded company. You don't have private. Board member 2 chimed in. The optics are terrible. Janitor to senior architect in 3 weeks and now you're dating him. David earned every promotion. His work is documented. Donald leaned forward, elbows on table. Doesn't matter. Shareholders will panic. Stock's already down 3%. Jennifer's jaw tightened. So what are you asking me to do? Donald didn't blink. Either David resigns or you issue a statement ending the relationship. You're asking me to choose between my personal life and the company. We're asking you to choose between your personal life and your fiduciary duty. Jennifer stood, slow, controlled. I need 24 hours. Donald nodded. You have until tomorrow. 9 a.m. That evening, David's apartment. Emily at Mrs. Angela's for sleepover. David and Jennifer alone. Jennifer looked exhausted. Hollow. The board wants you gone. David nodded. Expected this. I'll resign. Jennifer's head snapped up. No. Jennifer, you built this company. I'm not letting you lose it because of me. And I'm not letting them bully me into throwing away someone I care about. What's the alternative? We go public. Full transparency. You mean admit we're together? Yes. Own it. Show them we have nothing to hide. That's a huge risk. If it backfires, then it backfires. But I'm tired of hiding who I am to make other people comfortable. David took her hands. Warm. Real. Are you sure Jennifer's eyes were steel? I've never been more sure of anything. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Press conference. Moscone Center. San Francisco. 200 employees. 30 journalists. Live streamed. David and Jennifer on stage. Together. Visible. Jennifer stepped to the microphone. Yesterday, TechCrunch published an article questioning my relationship with David Miller. I'm here to address it directly. Pause. Deliberate. Yes, we're in a relationship. Murmurs. Cameras clicking. But that relationship began after his promotions, not before. David was promoted based on merit. He debugged code in 3 hours that stumped our team for a week. He rebuilt a critical pipeline in 4 days that was estimated at 3 weeks. He saved a $100 million contract. Her voice went harder. If the question is whether having feelings for someone compromises my judgment as CEO, I reject that premise. Having feelings doesn't make me weak. It makes me human. Pause, letting it land. And if being human disqualifies me from leadership, then maybe we need to redefine leadership. Journalists shouted questions. Did you promote him because of personal interest? I promoted him because he solved a problem 18 engineers couldn't. Next question. What will you do if the board forces his resignation? The board doesn't get to choose who I love. They choose business strategy. This isn't business. David stepped forward. Unexpected. Jennifer looked at him. Surprised. He cleared his throat. I didn't ask for any of this. The promotions, the attention, the controversy. His voice steadied. I just wanted to provide for my daughter, but along the way I met someone who saw me, not as a janitor, not as a charity case, as a person. Pause. Emotional. And if people think that's wrong, then I feel sorry for them, because they've never known what it's like to be truly seen. Half the room applauded, half sat silent. Stock ticker updated. Live. On screens. Morrison Tech. Up 2% during the conference. Public loved honesty. Loved the story. Loved them. 6 months later, spring arrived in San Francisco, which meant fog, and more fog, but also flowers, cherry blossoms in Japantown, tourists clogging sidewalks, life continuing. David Miller, VP of Engineering, salary $240,000 a year, new apartment, Noe Valley, 2 bedrooms, nice neighborhood. Emily had her own room, real bed frame, desk for homework, walls she could paint whatever color she wanted. She chose purple. Emily. 7 now. Private school. Partial scholarship. Still wore the pink dress with yellow daisies. But now she had options. David and Jennifer. Public couple. No more hiding. No more parking garage kisses. No more pretending. Media narrative shifted. From scandal to Silicon Valley's unlikely love story. From controversy to inspiration. Which was its own kind of pressure. Friday night. David's apartment. Jennifer arriving at 7. Key in her hand. He'd given it to her 3 months ago. Terrified. Hopeful. She'd cried. Actually cried. Now she let herself in. Familiar. Comfortable. Emily ran to her. Full speed. No hesitation. Jennifer caught her. Lifted her. Spun her around. "Hey, superstar. How was school?" "We dissected a frog." Jennifer's eyebrows rose. Second grade is getting intense. David appeared from the kitchen. Cooking. Actually cooking. Not pasta from a jar. Real food. Chicken. Vegetables. Rice. He'd learned. YouTube tutorials. Trial and error. Mostly error, but getting better. Jennifer walked over. Kissed him. Quick. Easy. Natural. Smells good. Don't jinx it. I haven't plated yet. They ate together. 3 people. Family. The words still felt strange in David's mouth. But good strange. Like trying on new clothes that fit perfectly. After dinner, Emily in her room. Homework. Math problems. Jennifer helping. Patient. Explaining fractions using pizza slices. David cleaned up. Dishes. Wiping counters. Domestic bliss he'd never imagined. His phone buzzed. Robert. Text message. "Got a minute? Need to talk." David called. "What's up?" Robert's voice. Serious. Waited. "Board wants you to present at the annual summit next month." "I already did that. 6 months ago. Different kind of presentation. They want you to announce the new AI ethics initiative. You'd be the face of it." David's stomach dropped. "Why me?" "Because you're the story, David. Janitor to VP. People listen to you. I'm not a public speaker. Last time I almost threw up backstage." Robert chuckled. "And then you killed it. 500 people standing ovation. Remember, that was different. I was talking about my life. This is corporate policy. Make it about your life. That's what you're good at." David sighed. "When do I need to decide?" "Monday." That night, David and Jennifer on the couch, Emily asleep, apartment quiet. David told her about Robert's call. "You should do it." "I don't want to." "Why not?" "Because I'm terrified. Because last time was a fluke. Because what if I freeze and everyone realizes I'm a fraud?" Jennifer turned to face him. Serious. "You're not a fraud. You earned everything you have." "I know, logically. But there's this voice, Sarah's voice, telling me I'm getting too big for my britches." Jennifer's expression softened. "That's not Sarah's voice. That's fear wearing her face." David looked away, throat tight. "What if I fail?" Jennifer took his hand. Warm. Solid. "Then you fail in front of people who already love you. And that's not failure. That's just being human." Monday morning, David called Robert. "I'll do it." Robert's relief palpable through the phone. "Thank you. We'll schedule prep sessions. Get you comfortable. When's the summit? 4 weeks. Moscone Center. 1,200 attendees this year." David's stomach flipped. 1,200? "You'll be great. Trust me. Easy for you to say. You're not the one on stage." Robert laughed. "No, but I'll be in the front row, rooting for you." Week 1. Prep sessions. Conference room. David, Robert, Jennifer. Marketing team. Slides, bullet points, corporate speak. David hated every second. "This doesn't sound like me." Jennifer looked up from her laptop. "Then make it sound like you." "How tell a story?" "That's what people remember, not bullet points." David stared at the presentation. 50 slides. Dense. Boring. Soulless. "Can I start over?" Jennifer smiled. "Please do." Week 2. David rewrote everything. From scratch, new approach, personal stories, analogies. The way he explained things to Emily. AI ethics wasn't about algorithms. It was about people, whose lives got affected, whose voices got heard, whose humanity got preserved. He practiced in front of Jennifer and Emily. Emily gave feedback. Brutal. Honest. "That part's boring, Daddy." "Which part?" "The slide with all the words. Just show a picture." "What kind of picture?" "I don't know." "But not words. Words are boring." David looked at Jennifer. She shrugged. "Kid's got a point." Week 3. Practice run. Morrison Tech Auditorium. 50 employees. David on stage, new presentation, fewer slides, more stories. Started with the whiteboard, the night that changed everything. Moved to the Titan X project. Almost failing. Jennifer helping. Learning to ask for help. Ended with a question. What if we built AI the way we wish the world worked? Fair, transparent, human. Silence when he finished. Then applause. Real, warm. Robert found him after. That was perfect. You think I know? Keep doing exactly that. Week 4. 3 days before the summit. David's anxiety peaked. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Pacing his apartment at 2 a.m. Jennifer woke up, found him in the living room. Can't sleep. Can't stop thinking about all the ways this could go wrong. Jennifer sat beside him, barefoot, his t-shirt, hair messy. Name them. What? Name all the ways it could go wrong. I freeze on stage. I forget my lines. The presentation crashes. I trip walking up. I say something stupid. Someone asks a question I can't answer. The audience hates it. The board regrets choosing me. I embarrass you. I embarrass Morrison Tech. I embarrass Emily. Jennifer waited. Patient. Done, I think so. Now name one way it could go right. David thought. I could. Help someone. Someone like me. Someone who thinks they don't belong. I could make them feel seen. Jennifer smiled. Then focus on that one person. Forget the 1,200. Just find that one person and talk to them. Summit Day. Moscone Center. Massive. Intimidating. 1,200 attendees. Press. Investors. Clients. Competitors. David backstage. Suit. New. Jennifer bought it. Insisted. Said he deserved to look the part. He still felt like a fraud. Emily appeared. Jennifer brought her. Surprise. Daddy David knelt. Hugged her. What are you doing here? It's a school day. Jennifer got me a pass. She said I had to see you be brave. I'm not brave. I'm terrified. Emily pulled back. Serious face. Mommy used to say brave isn't not being scared. Brave is being scared and doing it anyway. David's eyes burned. She did say that, so be scared, but do it anyway. On stage. Lights. Hot. Bright. 1,200 faces staring up. David found Emily in the 3rd row, holding a new sign. You're my hero, Dad. He smiled, started talking. Good morning. I'm David Miller. Most of you know my story. Janitor to VP, the unlikely success, the feel-good narrative. Pause. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm here because of a question my daughter asked me last week. He gestured to Emily. Cameras swiveled. Found her. Big screen. She waved. She asked, Daddy, if computers are so smart, why do they sometimes hurt people? And I didn't have a good answer. Because the truth is, AI doesn't hurt people. People hurt people. We just use AI to do it faster, more efficiently, at scale. He clicked to the next slide. Photo, not bullet points. This is a resume screening algorithm used by hundreds of companies. Seems harmless, until you realize it was trained on historical data. From when only men got hired for certain jobs, so it learned to discriminate, automatically, at scale. Next slide. This is a facial recognition system. Works great, unless you have dark skin. Then accuracy drops 40%, because it was trained mostly on white faces. Next slide. This is a predictive policing algorithm. Sends cops to high-crime neighborhoods, except high crime means high arrest, and high arrest means over-policed. So it creates a loop, reinforcing bias, forever. The room went quiet. Uncomfortable. I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm here to ask, what if we did it differently? What if? Instead of asking, can we build this? We asked, should we build this? What if? Instead of optimizing for profit, we optimized for people. What if? Instead of moving fast and breaking things, we moved carefully and fixed things. He paused. Let it breathe. 6 months ago. Someone saw me when I was invisible, gave me a chance when I had nothing. changed my life. And I think that's what AI ethics is really about. Seeing the invisible, hearing the unheard, giving chances to people the algorithm would ignore. Because if a janitor can become a VP, then maybe our systems should stop assuming anyone's potential based on their resume. If a single mom working 3 jobs can be brilliant, then maybe our hiring algorithms should account for gaps in employment. If someone makes a mistake at 20, then maybe our background checks shouldn't define them at 40. He looked directly at the camera, at the streaming audience, at the invisible people watching from home. I don't have all the answers, but I know this. Technology doesn't make us better. We make technology better by choosing, every day, to build systems that see people, not data points. He finished, stepped back from the podium. The room sat silent, processing, thinking. Then applause started. Not explosive, thoughtful, building slowly, people standing, not in waves, one by one, deliberate. Because this wasn't inspiration, this was a challenge, and they were accepting it. David's vision blurred, found Jennifer, tears streaming, proud, found Emily, jumping, clapping, found himself. Finally, after 6 months, after 6 years, after a lifetime of being invisible, seen, after the summit, green room, David alone, hands shaking, adrenaline crash. 3 companies approached with job offers, VPs, CTOs, equity packages worth millions. One venture capitalist wanted to fund his startup, if he ever wanted one. David politely declined, all of them, because he didn't want a new job. He wanted his life. Jennifer found him. You were incredible. I almost threw up twice, but you didn't. That's growth. David laughed, exhausted, relieved. Jennifer sat beside him, took his hand. I have something for you. She pulled out a small box, velvet, navy blue. David's heart stopped. Jennifer, it's not what you think. Oh. Disappointment. Sharp. Unexpected. Jennifer smiled, opened the box. Inside. Cufflinks. Silver. Engraved. David leaned closer, read the inscription. Seen. Valued. Enough. His throat closed. I had them made after your first speech. Been waiting for the right moment. This is... I don't know what to say. Jennifer's eyes were soft. Say you'll wear them. Next time you need to remember who you are. David kissed her. Gentle. Grateful. In love. I'll wear them every day. That evening, David's apartment. Celebration dinner. Small. Intimate. Robert. Jennifer. Emily. Mrs. Angela Torres. The people who mattered. Mrs. Angela brought empanadas. Robert brought wine. Jennifer brought dessert. Emily brought construction paper and glitter, because 7-year-olds always brought glitter. They ate, laughed, told stories. Robert stood, raised his glass. To David, who reminds us that the best ideas come from the most unexpected places. Everyone drank. Mrs. Angela stood, broken English, warm heart. To Miho, who never forgot where he came from. More drinking. Emily stood, chair scraping. To Daddy, who's my hero, even when he's scared. David's eyes filled. He pulled her into a hug. Thank you, baby. Jennifer stood last, looked at David. To the man who taught me that being human isn't a weakness. It's the whole point. She paused. Emotional. And to the family we've built, one piece at a time. David stood, pulled her close, kissed her forehead, whispered, just for her. I love you. First time he'd said it. Out loud, sober, intentional. Jennifer's breath caught. I love you too. 2 months later, David working late. New project. AI safety protocols. Important. Consuming. Emily at home with Jennifer. Homework, dinner, bedtime stories. They'd fallen into a rhythm, a pattern, a life. David came home at 9, exhausted, fulfilled. Found Jennifer on the couch, Laptop open. Work never stopped. He sat beside her. She closed the laptop, turned to him. I need to ask you something. David's stomach tightened. Okay. Where do you see this going? This us. David's brain scrambled. I don't know. Where do you want it to go? Jennifer smiled. Soft, nervous. I want more. I want mornings, and weekends, and boring Tuesdays. I want to be here when Emily wakes up, when you come home, when life happens. She took a breath. I want to move in, if you'll have me. David stared. Processing. You want to live here with us? If it's too fast, it's not too fast. It's perfect. Really, really. But Emily should have a say. This is her home too. Jennifer nodded. Should we ask her now? She's asleep. Then we ask tomorrow. They sat in comfortable silence, future hanging between them. Bright, promising. Next morning, Saturday, pancakes. Jennifer making them, blueberry, Emily's favorite. David and Jennifer sat Emily down. Kitchen table, serious faces. Sweetie, we want to talk to you about something. Emily's eyes went wide. Nervous. Am I in trouble? No, nothing like that. Jennifer took over. How would you feel if I moved in here? Lived with you and your dad? Emily blinked. Once. Twice. Like, all the time. All the time. Silence. Emily thinking. Processing. Would you be my mom? Jennifer's eyes filled. I would never try to replace your mom, but I would love to be a mom to you. If you want. Emily nodded slowly. Would you make pancakes every Saturday? I would, and help with homework every night, and come to my school stuff. I wouldn't miss it. Emily smiled. Big, bright. Okay, you can live here. She hopped off her chair, ran to her room, came back with Mr. Hoppy, handed him to Jennifer. He needs someone to take care of too, so you should keep him in your room. Jennifer took the stuffed rabbit, one ear missing, worn, loved, tears spilled over. I'll keep him safe, I promise. Emily nodded, satisfied, ran back to her room. David looked at Jennifer, both crying, both smiling. I think that's a yes. Moving day. Jennifer didn't have much. Minimalist, efficient, clothes, books, laptop, art, but each item, intentional, meaningful. David cleared space in his closet. Half, fair. Jennifer hung her suits next to his shirts. Intimate, domestic. Emily helped unpack, organizing Jennifer's books. By color, because 7-year-old logic. That night. First night all together under one roof. Emily insisted on a sleepover. All three in the living room. Fort made of blankets, pillows everywhere. They watched a movie. Tangled. Emily's choice. Fell asleep halfway through. David and Jennifer stayed awake. Emily between them, breathing steady. This is everything I never knew I wanted. Jennifer's whisper. Quiet. Honest. David kissed her hair. Same. 3 months later. Summer. Hot. San Francisco rarely got hot. But that year, heat wave. David had an idea. Secret. Big. He'd been working on it for weeks. Nights. Weekends. Whenever Jennifer and Emily were asleep. A game. Rebuilt from the old code. The one he'd made for Emily years ago. Mia's Labyrinth. But now, Emily's Adventure. Updated. Expanded. And a new level. Just added. The three of us. 3. Friday night. David called Jennifer and Emily to the living room. I made something for you. Jennifer raised an eyebrow. For me, for both of you. He loaded the game on the TV. Big screen, bright colors. Title screen appeared. David, Emily, and Jennifer's Adventure. Jennifer's hand covered her mouth. You built me into the game. Play it. You'll see. They played together. 3 controllers, 3 characters. David, engineer with a wrench. Emily, explorer with a map. Jennifer, inventor with blueprints. Solving puzzles, working as a team, laughing, competing, cooperating. Final level. A castle, tall, bright. Home, in-game. David knelt, pixelated, blocky, sweet. Text appeared on screen. Jennifer, will you help us build our castle forever? Real. David knelt, beside the couch, holding a ring, simple gold band, small diamond. Not expensive, but thoughtful, perfect. I know I'm not rich yet, I know we're still figuring things out, but I know I love you, and Emily loves you, and we want you with us, forever. Jennifer's tears came fast, uncontrolled. You built me into your game. You're part of our story now. Emily jumped in. Say yes. Say yes. Jennifer laughed, crying, nodding. Yes. God, yes. 1,000 times yes. David slipped the ring on her finger. Perfect fit. They kissed. Emily cheered. Mr. Hoppy fell off the couch. And everything, for the first time in 6 years, for the first time in forever, felt right. 3 months later, early fall. September, golden light. San Francisco's best season. Palace Hotel rooftop. 50 guests. Small, intimate. Emily, flower girl, pink dress. New one, but same style. Yellow daisies. David, suit. The one Jennifer bought. Cufflinks. Seen. Valued. Enough. Jennifer, white dress. Simple. Elegant. Hair down. Smiling. Robert, best man. Beaming. Mrs. Angela Torres, front row. Crying already. Titanex CEO George White. Flew from Dallas. Wouldn't miss it. Vows. David went first. Jennifer, 8 months ago. You saw me when I was invisible. Gave me a chance when I had nothing but hope and a mop. Light laughter. You taught me that love isn't about what you have, it's about who you choose to build with. He looked at Emily, then back to Jennifer. I choose you. Every day. Forever. Jennifer's turn. David, you reminded me what matters. Not stock prices or board meetings or quarterly earnings. She paused. Emotional. People. Kindness. Showing up even when it's hard. You showed me that being human isn't a weakness. It's the whole point. Her voice broke. I choose you. And Emily. And this family we're building together. They kissed. Long, sweet. Applause. Emily stepped forward. Unplanned. Grabbed the microphone. I have something to say. The crowd laughed. Charmed. I used to think families came ready-made, like Legos in a box. Her voice, clear, confident. But Daddy taught me you build them, one piece at a time. She looked at Jennifer. And Jennifer is our best piece. More laughter, more tears, more love than David thought possible. Reception, dancing, music, joy. David and Jennifer's first dance, slow, close. I can't believe this is real. Jennifer's whisper, against his chest. Believe it. What if I wake up and you're gone? David pulled back, looked at her. Then I'll be right here when you wake up, and the morning after, and the one after that. Promise, promise. 2 years later, David walking through Morrison Tech. Early morning. Quiet. Saw a young man, 22, maybe 23, mopping the engineering floor. Earbuds in, lost in thought. David stopped. Hey. The janitor looked up, startled. Yeah, I used to do your job. The janitor laughed, skeptical. Sure, man. I'm serious. Night shift. 3 years. And now VP of engineering. The janitor's smile faded. Right. And I'm the CEO. David pulled out a business card. If you ever want a code, email me. We don't care about degrees, just if you can solve problems. The janitor took the card, stared. "You're serious. Dead serious. You never know." David walked away, smiling. Full circle. That evening. Palace Hotel rooftop. 2nd anniversary. David, Jennifer, Emily, 9 years old, and baby Ryan, 6 months, named after Jennifer's brother. Emily held Ryan. Careful, gentle, big sister. Sunset, orange, pink, purple. San Francisco skyline sharp. David's arm around Jennifer, her head on his shoulder. Emily leaning against them. Ryan sleeping. Family. David looked at his family. Jennifer, Emily, Ryan, whispered, just to himself, "I didn't change the world, but I changed my corner of it." Jennifer squeezed his hand. "And maybe that's everything.